Hey Rebels, okay, so before I press play and record up on this device here, I did get the 2 hunt confirmation. So let's go ahead and read this card and then we're gonna briefly get through this message. There you go again. Um, okay, so there's some securing and there's some locking shit down. All right, like it, love it for you. Anyway, so anywho, it says don't place limitation upon yourself. You are an infinite being with unlimited potential. You can have and be anything you want. Don't hold yourself back or allow anyone else to. This is your life. Live your truth and remain heart centered at all times, Rebel. Let me tell you. So I've been getting downloads like crazy. I know was MIA for a little bit, although I was not MIA because I definitely did have some action happening. And it really put a lot of things in perspective. Okay, not just in regards to me, but in regards to the collective. And oh, honey, that what was it? Was it a Scorpio moon? That thing was something. The ripple effect that played out throughout the week. Honey, let me tell you. So I'm not gonna deep dive into what happened in regards to me, but I'm gonna tell you what happened in regards to me, right? How can I put this? Put it like this: every fucking karma, no, I'm sorry, every fucking karmic that I have been avoiding, and not even avoiding, that I have removed my presence from, that I choose not to deal with or engage with, and they have their reasons of limitations that they don't deal with me, which is all right and fine, to each their own, came back all in a matter of one day. And not only did they come back in a matter of one day, but they came back in a matter of a day that was, I say, the karmic that's in my top 5 on their birthday, honey. And I'm just looking at everything spiraling and looking at how everybody was like had on those theater masks. They're just the mask was just being worn like it was Halloween. But it was a normal day for me. And I didn't even realize what day it was. And the moment that I realized what day it was, everything started happening. And then not just that, but as well, the fact that I gave myself a head to toe self-care day. It's like, oh wow, okay, so the moment that I give myself a head to toe self-care day, not breaking it down throughout the week, but I'm gonna do it all now. I got myself, how I want to have myself, beautified inside and out. And it's, oh yeah, I want me to pull my hair out. You know what? Let me center myself and calmly just play my part, interactive, my solidifying and understanding my well-being, and just watch how all this unfold. And I'm telling you, when the rats came out the wall, honey, the rats came out the wall. So Spirit says that if they liked it, they should have put a win on it. Not they should have put a ring on it, because this is not about no shackles. Spirit said if they like it, then they should have put a win on it. Feel that. Spirit is also saying that pay attention to the mustard seeds of people. If you were given a jar of mustard seeds, let's say the smallest mason jar that you can think of, and if you were given a jar of mustard seeds, what would you use each one of those seeds to muster up in regards to you? Or would you use those mustard seeds in trying to control others? Honey, I appreciate the noise in the background. It's always confirmation of, you know what, Rebels, listen a little harder, pay attention a little bit more, discerning, because it's everywhere. The signs are everywhere, honey. Can't see the forest? Beyond the tree. It's the state of mind that they're in. And so Spirit has brought me here today to bring you this message of, hell yeah, there's a lot of chaos and destruction happen around you, and the the natural chaos and destruction that is happening within the environment. Let it be. Just let it be. But as far as the destruction that's happening in regards to you, Honey, you aren't going to be able to see how these people are quaking because Spirit wants you to remember that it is a slow build, that it's a slow climb. If you're here in the United States of, yeah, we're going to leave it there. If you look at the steps to any monument in Washington, D.C., it's a tall climb. It is a tall climb. So Spirit said, no, they're not showing that they're quaking because they don't even realize the unstable ground that they're standing on. They don't realize how you, Rebel, has been receiving that message of when your blessings come in, you cannot share your blessings with these people, with these energies. So Spirit is come to give you a hard reminder of who those karmics and who those energies are that you are not to share your abundance with. I'm seeing that you were a little wobbly on your stance in regards to this, that you may have had experiences with certain karmics or certain karmics and some certain maleficent type of energies. Now we talking about Maleficent from the Sleeping Beauty cartoon, not Maleficent her story, because once you get her story, Maleficent, that they were willing to share her story, give her background, humanize her a bit. But Maleficent, within regards to the simpletry that she was possessed as within the cartoon version of Sleeping Beauty, you saw a little wiggle space of, you know what, maybe I was a little bit too hard. And he was like, no, I wasn't. You was like, maybe, maybe something can be worked from this. And Spirit had to come back and show you full force the energy of how these energies collaborate with each other just in a matter of a moment. And honey, I definitely got that downloading that message all while that day was happening on into the next day. Notice I've been gone for 2 days. It was a whole bunch of matters going on. Family matters, environmental matters, all types of stuff. But once everything got positioned where it was and they had their moment of fun, and I'm sure they're continuing to have moments of fun. Now everything went right back to how it was. So Spirit is saying, do not lose your top over these karmics and how you were brought up by them by being taken down. Feel that. You were brought up by them only when you were being taken down. Due to the fact of once they get in your space, once they experience your energy, once they invade your environment, they are definitely speaking your name and reputation. So by them speaking your name, they're bringing up your name. They're bringing up your energy, not even being able to identify your energy. Spirit said that is classified information that they don't even know that they are mustering up the energy to plant their seeds in your garden. And Spirit said, don't concern yourself about if those seeds that they are planting in your garden are going to be of wicked nature, because the way that you have brought yourself up to prevent yourself from going down to their level, and you take something so icky, you take something so toxic, and you create it to be something so beautiful just by the way that you just leave it there to have to nourish itself on its own. Just by the way that you leave it there and realize, now this could grow if I added my extra, my special je ne sais quoi onto it. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit is also saying that it is definitely a reoccurring treat of you to be able to have that beneficial effort of choice. Yeah, so it take so not that you need to deep dive in, okay, let me weigh the pros and cons. Let me figure out what it is that I want to do with this. No, your energy speaks for you. Remember we've been talking about that, how you've been working with your nervous system, how muscle memory has been showing you how your acid reflex even works of the things that disgust you. They can come up with something new and it still does not phase you, and nor will it phase you ever again the way that it once did. Within your household, within the way that you operate things, it does not matter what energy of a karmic decides to present themselves to be a concern within your walls of your sanctuary, they don't get to see how you do things behind the scene. Spirit said, and if you're still allowing these, permitting these people to be within your sanctuary, Spirit said, don't let them back in, because they're leaving energies. They are leaving, spirits. They are leaving ghosts. They are leaving residue there for you to clean up. You feel the murkiness all the time before they come. Once they leave, you feel that energy of anxiousness and anxiety. And Spirit says, stop doing that to yourself. Now, if you have to share within a certain box, let's call it a box with them, Spirit said, this is where your work and your effort and your labor needs to be put towards what you do with what you gain from your occupation, from your creativity, from your habits, from your hobbies. Keep certain things quiet. Look, you might need to tell a little white lie about how much you're making, about where you're getting it from, or about the fact that you got anything at all. They said, Spirit said, do like the old ladies do. You know, our ancestors used to do. Thank you, baby. How our ancestors used to do back in the day, where their husbands would go off to work and then give that woman the money to manage. Said, take a little bit off top and put that up for a rainy day. Because that rainy day that's going to be coming, honey, realize not too many people like to move when it's snow outside. Not too many people like to move when it's rainy. Okay? So Spirit is saying, prepare yourself. Get yourself out of those situations. And Spirit, look, Spirit know. You know that you got their full support. So if they like it, they should have put a win on it. But they put a win on the wrong things. They put a win on you being in prison. And that's not what's going to happen. That's not what's happening now. You are very resourceful. You, honey, here with Courthouse and Horizon Star, you are very resourceful within your transition. And with this destruction, they can have as much animosity as they want to have. You realize what's falsified. You are on the other end of things, okay? They feel that Spirit said, jump over here to this Jezebel energy, honey. We done went from mustard seeds to jumping beans, okay? Spirit said, it does not matter who you used to be, although it matters to you. It matters to you because you know that version of you that you once was, that version of you helped you be educated to who you need to be now. Oftentimes, like how I bring up the fact of, now I don't watch Love and Hip Hop or any of those Black Ink Crews or certain reality shows unless I want to know how people, allow the producer behind the scene to muck up their energies just for the sake of entertainment. And sometimes that producer energy is the producer within inside them that says, you know what? Yeah, I'm riding high for emotions. So this is what I need to do. And this is what I need to look like. What's the best way for me to get this outcome, to get a triggering reaction out of whomever is watching me, whether it's a reaction of applause or a reaction of blood, sweat, and tears, and please save me. Look, watch their spiritual producer energy. Okay? Not watching like pay attention to them. No, study it. Because you have once had that producer spirit energy of you, within you. And it's still there. That's that part where it's like you're not suppressing it, but it's there. It's there. You only bring that motherfucker, that producer spiritual energy, that spiritual producer energy is like the kraken in you. You only bring the kraken out when it's necessary, when you want to give something a quick end, when it's time to say goodbye. All right. So Spirit said, as far as this, now I'm noticing also, whenever one of these karmic energies come out, I always got to give them a little bit of extra. Okay. And Spirit said, notice how whenever somebody who appreciates you, it's not that they're going to appreciate the bare minimum. They are grateful for what it is, confirmation. They are grateful for the experiences that they are permitted to have with you. But as far as these karmic energies, they always going for a little bit of extra. But they don't ever let each other see when the other one is broken down and crying. Confirmation. Honey, that confirmation there had me a little bit choked up. Like, oh my goodness, what the heck is my insides going to come out? Spirit said when they get to crying by themselves because their spirit is haunting them with their behavior. They had this good trial run. Okay, once again, they had this confirmation. They had this good trial run of just Beetlejuice type stuff, just bad stuff. Although Beetlejuice was kind of cool, but Beetlejuice, he grew some empathy at some point in time, didn't he? Then he don't. Anyway, but they stay in that Beetlejuice and that Candyman and all that wickedness and all that horror story, that Halloween mask shit, so consistently that when they finally look around and see how beautiful life can be, they cry to themselves in hatred of themselves, solo by themselves, and look unraveled to the others, the other karmics, because what is really occurring with them is that at that moment they're realizing they are not in alignment for what it is that their heart that they discovered that they really do have that was supposed to be service for other purposes, what their heart truly desired. But because they're doing anything for clout, because they're doing anything for attention, they can't seem to go back. They can't seem to see a way back. Not due to their comfort, but due to the discomfort that they have created, that they have birthed. They can't seem to find a way. They can't seem to realize the way back that they have created for themselves. That they will have to take that long flight up them stairs, long flight back, the loads that they have to carry back and forth to be able to move and remove from that courthouse situation into that courthouse situation. All the things that are legal, all the things that are abiding, and all the things that needs to be removed and archived away into another building. All right? So, rebels, Spirit wants you to know that you made a transition. Yeah, you still carry so much of that Jezebel energy, but it's permitted to be there for certain reasons. Because when it comes down to having to match energies, oh, they don't see it coming. Because though they run your name through the mud, though they understand who you used to be, they don't know what you got out of it. And though they see that you are so unbothered and that you have moved on trying to, not trying to, but actually applying yourself in other ways, they still want to remember you as that Jezebel energy. They still want you to remember that karmic masculine energy that they had within the realms of the environment that was your upbringing, that was your downfall. Yet, they do not understand, nor do they realize, nor can they seem to comprehend which version of you is being used and utilized in the moments that they are dealing with you. They feel that your silence is a way of submission. They feel that you being seen and exposed, even in exposure by others, is a way of you trying to categorize yourself as something that you are not. But they don't know about your spirit, honey. Spirit said, continue to be unbothered. Continue to acknowledge them as the gold diggers that they perform as. Continue to understand how they perceive people who have sense of flashiness. Remember I was talking earlier about me giving myself that head to toe cleansing and treating myself and taking care of myself. Not even treating myself, but taking care of myself. And yes, it was a treat. Spirit said, remember how that energy felt anytime that you've done that. That anytime that, hell, you might even watch that oftentimes happen with me, where I will wash my face so great, like the whole setup, the whole you did, and something will happen that would want to make me, that would attempt to try to make me cry. All right, Spirit said they understand their energy. If they as a human being don't understand, their energy definitely does. So Spirit wants you to remember what the hell the wind feels like when gold digger energy is coming around you. And remember that they don't understand. They cannot seem to comprehend that you taking care of yourself and what is seen to be flashiness of you. Baby, how easily they misconstrue the energy that is the representation of you outwardly and inwardly. So let's go ahead and get these cards and get you out of here. It said, make it your mission to accept all parts of you, the good and what perceived to be your imperfections. Do not look for any outside validation. It's already within you. Once you realize your true beauty and potential, you will never doubt yourself again. Honey, I love that message for you. I love that message for us. And then we got 888. Honey, infinity times 3, baby. A lot of money is coming your way Fortune refers to more than just monetary or materialistic success. If you do not appreciate the people in your life now, you won't have them tomorrow. This message encourages you to take personal responsibility and use it to realize your greatest potential. Honey, that was a message for you, but that was definitely a message for them. They better watch out now. Rebels, go live your life. Make it do what it needs to do for you, babe. Go, Rebels. I missed you.